Hi and welcome to the Thrunite channel. So in today's video we're going to be discussing headlamps and how they are very beneficial in an emergency, specifically in a power outage, how great these are around the house, as well as comparing new technology to old technology. We have a couple Maglites here. So these are just a representation of some newer flashlights, and these of course are older flashlights. Maglite has been around for decades. They are still a company, they're still selling flashlights. But it's kind of rare, especially in the EDC community, to see anyone really even talking about these lights anymore because they are so inferior to what's capable today for the same price or less in many cases. So just to throw out some specs here, the TH02, this has a high output of 1500 lumens, and these currently sell for $29.99. Next to that, the TH30 V2 has a high output of 3320 lumens, and currently sells for $59.99. A 2 C-cell Maglite currently sells for about $31, and it puts out, get ready for it, 30 lumens. That's right. That's the output on this flashlight, is a whopping 30 lumens. It does have an adjustable head here. All right, so you can focus that beam, but that's what we got, 30 lumens. I don't know of any modern flashlight that even gets that low. Maybe like a keychain light. That might be 30 lumens. Now, as far as the D-cell Maglite goes, this was heavily modified. I have an LED module in here. This is not the original guts on this flashlight. It's basically just a holder. The reflector is different. The actual LED that's in here, the whole module is different. I have lithium-ion batteries in a tube. The spring was cut and modified, the tail cap was modified, so nothing about this is original. But this puts out, I think, 500 lumens, and it costs over $300 to modify. All right, this was just a fun project. You normally wouldn't spend that much money to get 500 lumens output. But just for reference here, as far as the C-cell Maglites, the 2C has 30 lumen output with an incandescent bulb. They're xenon bulbs. If you had a 3-cell, which is a little bit longer, a 3C cell, that would have a max output of 63 lumens. Now, as far as the D size batteries, a 2D Maglite puts out 27 lumens, a 3D Maglite puts out 45 lumens, a 4D Maglite puts out 98 lumens, a 5D Maglite puts out 151 lumens, and a 6D cell Maglite puts out 178 lumens. If you haven't seen a 6D cell Maglite before, it's massive. It would not even fit on this table. It's the size of a baseball bat. You could probably use it as a walking cane if you're short enough. So needless to say, flashlight technology has advanced quite a bit over the years, especially with the usage of lithium-ion batteries that are rechargeable, in addition to LEDs. So we have very capable flashlights these days for a very low price in comparison to what things used to cost and what they were actually doing for us, the performance. Now, focusing a little bit more on these headlamps here, I just want to talk about a very good tip for indoor survival. Now, what do I mean by indoor survival? Well, in the case of a power outage, all right, very common thing, could be a storm, could be something, going on in your area, but let's say your power goes out. Some people light candles, some people, stage flashlights around the house. For me, I like both. I do utilize candles in some areas, but I also use flashlights in others. But one thing that I really like to do is take a headlamp, and I will rotate the headlamp, okay, so it is facing completely 90 degrees up. So when this is on your head, it's literally straight above your head. Now, the point of aiming these headlamps straight up is so that when you walk around your home, it is going to illuminate whatever room you're in, especially if you have standard like 8-foot ceilings. Even with vaulted ceilings like I have in my home, it still illuminates the area. So it's hands-free. I don't have to touch anything. I don't have to hold a flashlight. And I'll give you a comparison a little later in the video. But with the old Maglite, you have to, turn on, walk around to see what you're doing. Maybe let's say you go into the bathroom. You can put this, on a countertop in the bathroom or maybe a sink or something. And you'll get very a dimly lit room, but you won't be able to see very much. All right. Now, if you take your headlamp and you do that, every time you go into a room, especially a bathroom, which tends to be a smaller room, with the capability of even this 1500 lumens, that illuminates the entire room as if the light is on. It's actually pretty amazing. And when you're talking about something like this TH30 V2, putting out over 3,000 lumens, 3,320 lumens, All right, all you have to do is rotate this up, again, so it's straight above your head. And when you turn this guy on, it illuminates everything. So now you have hands-free lighting. I mean, specifically I like this for the bathroom, but I do use it all around the house. I've used this many times. In fact, every time that I've had a power outage, I've done this little tip, and it works great. So what I want to do is I want to give you a quick demo on that. I want to show you the comparison of using a handheld flashlight like this Maglite, all right, walking around the house and, you know, specifically going into the bathroom and trying to illuminate the room as you use the facility. Maybe you're going to the bathroom, maybe you're washing your hands, whatever the case may be. You're going to see the difference between something like a headlamp and something like this old technology. All right, so this is how it would look if I use the 2D Maglite. Going into the bathroom here. Okay. I have to use the light to look around. Let that focus. And now I'm sitting on the John. Put that like that. So it's kind of illuminating the ceiling here. And it's dimly lit in the room. I can kind of see what's going on, but not all that much. When I'm all done, I would obviously use this to leave. Now let's compare that to one of the headlamps. All right, so first up here we have the Thrunite TH02. Double click. Now I'm hands-free. Obviously the other hand is holding the camera here. But hands-free lighting. Come into the bathroom. Close the door. Sit on the throne. Do my business. And it's like the light's on in the room. Here's a comparison between the headlamp, right? Shut that off, and one of the actual lights. All right, so it's almost just as bright. Now I happen to have some different lighting here. All right, some mood lighting, I suppose. But anyway, that is a major difference. Now, of course, if you want to conserve your battery, you can use a different mode. So this is low, which to me is almost about the same as the Maglite. Okay, or you can go to medium, or to high, or if you just want that super bright, you know, light, there's your option. So how about that? Now let's check out an even brighter headlamp. All right, here's the TH30 V2. Same deal, just pointed straight up, hands-free, which is very nice. All right, I'm in. I'm doing my business, and everything's great. Same deal, we got different modes here. Let's go ahead and turn this down to low. All right, medium, high, and turbo. So there's obviously a massive difference, and again, the big deal here is that we're hands-free. So obviously you're in the bathroom, you're doing your thing, you're gonna need your hands, right? Eventually, anyway. So yeah, it's a big difference in lighting between something like the Maglite or lighting a candle compared to having a headlamp, where again, you're completely hands-free. Left hand, let's switch hands to the camera. Right hand, so I can manipulate things, do things around the house. And anywhere I go, when I stand up and walk around and do things, it's just following me. And this is pointed straight up. Now if I rotate it outwards, it works like a regular headlamp. So it's obviously focused and it's a lot brighter in one specific direction, but I don't actually prefer that. I prefer tilting it upwards. All right, so you see the ceiling's in here about 8 foot. All right, so this way it bounces light all around the entire room. How about that? There's some bathroom art. So there you go. Hopefully you could see the major difference between using a headlamp, which is, again, a fantastic tip. I learned this about a decade or so ago. And like I mentioned previously, every time there's ever been a power outage in my home, I've personally used this tip, and it really made things a lot easier. Especially when you're in the bathroom, you know, you want to be able to be hands-free, okay? You want to be able to manipulate whatever you have to and, you know, wash your hands properly and all that stuff, and not have to worry about holding a flashlight. Even though you could take, you know, a flat bottom flashlight and prop it up, even a modern day, you know, bright flashlight and prop it up in there, you know, if it's on the sink, it might be in the way. It might get knocked down on accident while you're washing your hands or whatever. It might bump into it. But having the headlamp on, completely hands-free, no worry at all, but it does illuminate. It shoots up to the ceiling and bounces light every which way so that you actually have a lit room. It might not be as bright depending on what headlamp you choose. It might not be as bright as having the lights on like you normally would, but there's plenty of light to be able to do whatever you have to do and then get out. So hopefully you don't have to worry about this and you won't have a power outage, but if you do, something good to remember. Now, if you're new to the Thrunite channel, they do product giveaways. It's completely free. If you'd like to enter, all you have to do is comment on these videos and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.